Hello, I'm Guelda Redman, and this is the Elevating Women in Business podcast, where we talk to women entrepreneurs and business owners and learn their incredible and unique strategies to finding success. Hello, I'm Guelda Redman, and I'm the host of Elevating Women in Business. And today we have a great guest, Jacqueline LaPlante. And we're going to discuss her essential oils business and all of the wonderful things that those can do for us. So welcome, Jacqueline. My first question is, just tell us a little bit about you. Who is Jacqueline and what is she like?
Oh, I'm a person who's lived 1,000 lives, I think. I'm doing this particular business now because of where my life's led me, but I'm someone who's into holistic healing and not a pill popper. I really question taking pills all the time. So you really have to advocate for yourself to your medical professionals these days. So I got into essential oils, and that was really important to me after watching my mom go through 5 years of living hell where the opioids and narcotics they were giving her from terrible things that she was going through. But they have obviously the addictive quality. And what I found is that they drastically changed my mom's personality and her whole mindset. Like her mind basically turned into mush. And my mom was an incredible person, fun, artistic, creative, just really cool, intelligent. So to watch what happened to her, no, I put my foot down and I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not popping pills. So I got into the holistic side of medicine. It runs alongside Western medicine, but using therapeutic-grade essential oils.
What was your inspiration to even build that into a business? Was it because of your mother or?
Yeah, it was definitely because of my mom, because I suffer from a lot of pain. I had a freak accident that was after my mom passed, but I was in some pain before from a previous accident when I was almost 19, which that one I was living with, had a very active lifestyle, and I could just maintain it with using certain creams and rubs and whatever that I make up. But what got me into it was I had diverticulitis developed by frustration, right? With dealing with mom, because I couldn't advocate for her. I couldn't do anything. Like she just wouldn't have it. The way her brain was working was not good. So I developed diverticulitis. There's nowhere for the anger and frustration to go. So we put it in our organs. 2 weeks of taking the doctor prescribed pills, which that was one time I was willing to. Nothing. And there's got to be more. I reached out to a friend of mine who I knew for years that was into all this. I called it voodoo stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you got? Just give me whatever you got. I don't care anymore. And so she said, yep, get this and this. So I got those things. I just ended up taking a blend of an oil for 3 days. It had like juniper, anise, fennel, lavender, patchouli, oregano, and about 3 others in there. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, after 3 days of taking that, ingesting it, because these were all ingestible, I've never looked back. You have diverticulitis, you know that's a very specific left lower abdomen pain that you cannot escape. And it doesn't go away, right? And that was my joy in saying, people need to know about this. There is a substitute, like a viable substitute for pills that actually works. Mother Earth provides everything we need. If we quit screwing it up, we know that.
Yeah.
The ancient Chinese, the tribes all over the world, they all knew this.
So what is your niche? Who is your ideal client?
For me, because I'm here too, I'm honing in on the menopausal woman. That's perimenopause. You're in it, you're coming into it, you're in it, or you've been in it for a long time. And as anyone who's coming into it or into it knows, you go to the doctor, they go, oh, this is menopause. And they just say, here, take this hormone replacement therapy. It's usually progesterone and estrogen. Off you go. See you later at the end of it all, 5 to 10 years. Good luck. And that's not true. We could have a room full of 1,000 women, and the only trait we're going to share is hot flashes or night sweats. Maybe both. Maybe. Some women just get the hot, like those are the lucky ones. You're just getting hot flashes at night. I bow down to you. Lucky you.
Yeah.
That's the only hell you're going through. Okay. You got up easy. But I don't know what it was like raising your kids, because generally it's women with kids that have it a little easier in some cases. And women that are working, like how are corporate women, or you're running your own business, how are you doing this? You're in the middle of a presentation. Here comes a hot flash, no choices. Boom. And all of a sudden you're feeling a little bitchy or you just want to cry.
Yeah.
And for no reason, you're in the middle of a boardroom meeting. So those women, it's all women menopause. So 44 to 60 would be my range. So outside of that, people do go into it earlier for various reasons, like having hysterectomy, that kind of thing. So that would be my ideal woman because there's a whole thing that's geared towards hormonal, natural solutions for hormonal replacement. So those are my ideal clients. But if you're not sleeping, you can be a guy and have mood swings and not sleeping and have hot flashes, believe it or not. So
Really?
the
Yeah.
men that are going through that. So it's geared, my ideal client is the menopausal woman geared to anyone suffering these particular symptoms.
What do you consider to be a pivotal moment in your career that's helped you become your business to be what it is today and holding the position that you have? What were some of the things maybe in your life?
Shit. I'd say everything I just talked about up till now, and then
Mhm.
turning it in, becoming a raindrop technique specialist. Raindrop technique it's named after the way we drop the oils on your back when we get up to your back for doing this. It combines reflexology, aromatherapy, and massage techniques in a 1 hour session. And that's something I can do for people that have pain or depression, aren't sleeping, like the whole thing. And then being able to do that as a modality and license and certify as that. So that adds legitimacy to it. I'm not just some chick out there going, oils, buy them. They all work
Yeah.
great. Right. There's a real reason. We use 9 specific oils in this particular modality. And when adjusted with adding hormone related oils that are good for hormone replacement, such as a yam extract, right? A wild yam extract or a soy extract. Those are things that can aid the body. We're hitting the parasympathetic nervous system, right? We're going through and changing things on a cellular level with the oils as they absorb into the skin. Much like you take a pill, it absorbs in the skin and it knows where to go. You have back pain, you take a ibuprofen, it's going to go and get your back pain. Same
Right.
with the oils. They just similar things. So it's not really a stretch to think why would one work and not the other because you're trusting that the pill works, right? Same
Yeah.
reason. And you can take them internally, but your skin is your biggest organ. So absorption through the skin, it's going to get in there and go to work and change things on a cellular level. So that was important to me to bring it so that I'm actually helping people physically and mentally in a modality that they get something out of it and then they feel the benefits of the oils.
Yeah.
So I'm not just an oil slinger anymore. I'm now doing something. And I do have 2 certification boards, the National Therapy Certification Board and the Spiritual Licensing. It's a federal spiritual licensing board that govern, and they're pretty strict. I must tell you, they're pretty strict.
Yeah. What are some of the key strategies or habits that contribute to your success that you have taken? What kinds of things are you doing that's
Get
forced?
your elevator speech down,
Yeah.
basically. Definitely. And that's one of the things, like I took the business coaching course with you.
Mhm.
And it was brilliant. I learned quite a few things is finding your niche and tribe and client and not hanging out when it's the wrong people. And you'll find yourself, I'm digressing for a second, but if you find yourself begging for clients or having to re-explain and just getting that deer in the headlights look
Yeah.
on their faces, just that's not your people.
Yeah.
Walk away. And that was a big thing for me to learn that. Like I heard it, I learned it, but then I learned it. And
Yeah.
then once I did that, my people started finding me and not wasting your time on the ones that don't want to know.
Exactly.
No, they'll figure it out or they won't. Another thing is not posting every day. When I do post, it was quality content and sometimes family content. Like just, it's not all work or something inspiring. And then thinking of ways, being kind to yourself on the days that you really just don't have it, then don't have it. Just go
Yeah.
be. Have a coffee and be surprised who you run into. That's what's been happening lately for me is I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going to go out and I'll bump into someone in the grocery store and we'll have this combo because I had an oil. I was wearing like a stress away on me or something like, oh, I like the way you smell.
Yeah.
And they want to know. So it led to organic connections.
Those are the ones that will last because
Yeah.
you're not constantly having to sell them. They came to you because they already know you know what you're doing
Yeah.
and that you have something that will help them. So that's cool. That's very
It
interesting.
was, I remember when you asked me that when we were going through the course and I'm like, I don't know. I can't answer this question. Who's my ideal client? Anyone in pain, if you're living, breathing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Wide of a gap there.
Yeah.
Then just finding, again, because of BC Women's Networking, like honing in on natural menopause, that's who my ideal client is. Like by being asked to speak at the
Yeah.
event led to this, which led to, oh, there's my ideal client. That's the woman I
Right?
want to talk to. That's
Yeah.
the one who could use some help. And frankly, even if nothing else is going on in her life, she could use the hour to an hour and a half just to come here and go, right? And
Yeah.
just speak your truth, have your moment. No kids are calling, like phone is off. You're free
Mhm.
for this time and then you're getting things done to your body that feels so good. That's my ideal client. But it
Yeah.
took a lot of you and the group and just being open to going on a new path and going, "Oh,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
definitely have the knowledge, so let's put that together."
Yeah. Because it's so counterintuitive, really, to think that I'm going to narrow who I'm looking for. It is scary, isn't it? Have you been a mentor to someone else, or do you have a mentor or some sort of a collaboration
I've
that
not been a
is
mentor to someone yet, but I have been asked to help someone learn their sound bowls, which I'm happy to do.
Ah,
'Cause it is a bit of an art, and then it's also your energy, like they get to
mhm.
know you thing over time. And as far as mentorship, looking out to people like yourself when I did your business course, that was wonderful, and I loved meeting with you every Monday at 11. It was weird when it ended. I'm like, "No!" I
Yeah.
just like catching up and going through everything. So now I have an accountability partner who she's pretty good at keeping me accountable to what I want to do. And if we don't get it done, then we just talk about why and whatnot. And same back for her. So I don't have a mentor to speak, but I have a lot of people that own their own businesses that I admire that are friends or acquaintances. So
Okay.
I haven't put them as a mentorship yet, but definitely like even our networking groups for BC Women's Network. Sometimes we go in there and it's just one of us needs to blurt out what the hell's happening.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I'm confused, I'm sad, I'm crazy, I'm frustrated, I don't know, but it's bleh. It was a safe place to do that. So having that for me has been a game changer
Yeah.
because life isn't pretty all the time,
No,
right?
that's very true.
Relationships aren't pretty all the time. I'm not putting down when the awesome times that they are, but sometimes you just need to go bleh about
Yeah.
whatever, and then you can find your new path, right?
Yes. And that it is almost like our group, our meetings is a bit of mentorship because the women
Yeah.
that come, even though the businesses are all different, they will mentor on different things. There's people who are really good at social media that will mentor on that. And there's people who are really good at marketing emails and all that, and they will mentor on that. So it is amazing that way. But I love that you have an accountability partner because I think that's one of the pieces that we often overlook when we're just doing it on our own is okay, what is our goal for next week? And you can also discuss, is that an achievable goal? Is it something that's really needed at this point? Is it measurable? How are you going to measure it? All these different pieces. And then to be able to come back afterwards and, no judgment. We all set goals that we don't achieve, but maybe there's a good reason for it. Maybe it really wasn't needed. Maybe it never was a priority that week. And so it helps you always to evaluate out loud.
I
Helps us to
totally
think out
agree.
loud, right? And
Yeah.
we can sit in our offices and talk, but it's only one voice. So to be able to have that extra voice is so valuable. So
I
it's a
would
great part of networking. Yeah.
I place that high on a 5, 1 to 1st or 2nd place of things that need to get done, and frankly, having accountability partner scared me a bit because
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh, I have to answer to
It
someone."
sounds scary, doesn't it? It does.
Sure, but then I got used to it with you, seeing, like, you for 10 weeks on Mondays at 11. I'm like, "I thought," because it did hold me whether I wanted it to or not, because you were doing a course with me, so I didn't have to. I could just
Yeah.
do the pieces that we needed to do for that week, and that was it. I didn't have to do anything else. But I did because I just know I gotta talk to you,
Yeah.
and if I don't get it done, what's your reason? And that's the reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good, bad, or ugly, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But just be honest with yourself. So you didn't get that done this week, and you just mentioned maybe that wasn't the priority.
Yeah. And it's okay because and things come up, right? And so that's part of business too, is just finding that flexibility. So What advice would you have for a woman who is looking to start your type of business with maybe with essential oils or going beyond into what other pieces you have to it? Because you've got a lot more than just essential oils now.
Oh, yeah.
You do a lot more pieces.
I just opened up and honed in on my energy work and working a gift. Like every one of us has a gift. I just finally know what mine is. I had an
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
But for someone coming into this, I'd say contact me. There's a lot of groups and educational groups that I
Mhm.
can at least guide you towards. And if not, trials and tribulations that I've had. So reach out to me or someone like me that you know is successful doing this. I'm just becoming success. I wouldn't say I'm successful yet, but I'm definitely on my way. And I've made a lot of mistakes. I spent a lot of money on the wrong things, and just there's pitfalls I probably fell into though. So I'm a good person for that. But educational groups, get on to your Facebook groups, your LinkedIn, your whatnot, and discover others like you. There's generally going to be a coffee meeting, a coffee shop meeting, or some kind of meeting you can
Mhm.
go to. And joining them, like, of course, the BC One's networking has been a godsend for me on learning to navigate this because you're a one-stop shop. Like you're the one-man band. You got to know
Mhm.
all these pieces that I didn't think of some of them. Like, oh, I have
Mhm.
to know how to do that. Oh my God. It's hard
Mhm.
enough just getting skilled and licensed and certified and then learning a new modality. And then I have to do continued education every year to keep my licensing and whatnot. So yeah, reach out to me. I can at least get them on the right pack and get them into educational groups because there's places where you can just go and answer no questions stupid, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's 15 of us that know the answer for 10 years and you're brand new coming in, you're not going to get chastised. We're actually going to be happy to just go, scoop, let's tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Watch out for this. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I love about our group too, is that there's no gatekeeping. So people are willing to mentor somebody else and saying, you know what, I've made all the mistakes. You don't have to. I can help you through that. And that works with the networking group or like you say, doing some educational series on different things because going through a year of just treading water and feeling like I don't I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I don't know. So I don't know what I'm doing right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But whatever it is, right? You end up just wanting to throw the baby out with bathwater because you don't know what parts to keep and what parts not to keep. And eventually, after a while, you start to panic and think, I can't make this decision anymore. So, yeah, to have somebody that can help with that is such a huge benefit.
Oh, true. Everything you just said, I've experienced all of it.
Yeah.
It was a month ago. I wanted to quit. I'm just like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm done. My head is sore from banging through brick walls.
Yeah.
And then I just pivoted and went from Mission to Langley. And wow. So what is it? Wayne Dyer says the definition of insanity is walking down the same street and falling down the same hole every day.
Yeah.
Those grid marks in that hole, they're from me. Those
Yeah.
are my nails getting out. So finally, I just chose to walk down a different road. I'm like, that's what he was talking about. And
Yeah.
I read his books like 15 and finally get it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's part of the thing, right? We have such a self-talk where we say, "What would be the point of me going to Langley?"
They don't
Yeah.
want to be pill poppers.
No, they
Not
don't.
relying on
No,
the medical system anymore. Like
no.
they've woken up, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
There is a time and a place for pills. Don't get me wrong. I want to always say that. But yeah, wake up and see what the other options are. And if they're not for you,
Mhm.
they're not for you.
So what makes networking important to you?
Oh my gosh. For one, it got me out the house because
Yeah.
honestly, when we built this, like I'm in my little home spa here, set
Mhm.
up for some energy work
So
later.
pretty.
When we built this, I honestly thought, and this is so naive of me, if you build it, they will come. That is not true.
No.
Not true. And I was honestly shocked. I thought, I'm going to post this. Look how beautiful this spa is. I've got my license and my certifications. I'm ready to go. Everyone's going to rush in. I'm going to have a wait list.
Yeah.
My God. I could just take that, like this self today, go back in time and just shake myself by the shoulders and go, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You need to do these things first, and then knowing what I know now. So we'll circle back to the question. Networking got me on the right path, and just being able to go there and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then you get off your high horse of, look at me, like, this is so great. And because people don't know what the heck it is you're talking about. So they're not excited with you yet.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so calming that down and then going, okay. And then listening to other women and their struggles and going, hey, that's me. I'm with her. She does a totally different business, but no. And then it grew. And then you make friendships out of these. Like when you say, go for coffee with someone who said something interesting that you hooked onto. So you do that. And these women have become friends. And I care about every single one of them, but I also know that if I'm struggling with something now, I can reach out to them personally and say, hey, I'm having this problem. Or somebody will see one of my posts and go, hey, Jack, this is a little too wordy. And I'm famous for being too wordy. I just am. My brain just doesn't work in the quick little shots of words, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, they'll correct it for me. Say, hey, what about something like this? And all of a sudden,
Awesome.
that's great. And then I'll post it. I get the reaction because it was posted correctly or it was
Right.
worded correctly and not too wordy. I say,
Yeah.
even when I talk, I'm wordy. So networking, yes, 1,000 times, you're going to get something out of it. You'll never leave a networking meeting with nothing. That's a promise. But it's going to be different for each person that comes in. But what's going to happen is you're going to have camaraderie. You're going to have a place to go, I screwed up. And be held, like, you're not gonna be chastised for it. You're gonna be like, "Oh," you're gonna probably get 6 of us go, "Oh, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I totally
That's
did that.
right.
It's awful." Right? Yeah. Or
Yeah.
you're thinking of doing something and 6 of us can say, "No, this is why." Of that because we did it and blah, blah, right? Whatever the answer is. So, yes, networking is and I do 3 meetings a month for the most part, just because I enjoy the women. Sometimes there's a few of us that go to a few. I'd only get to see some of the women once a month. And they're key people, become key people in my world. So yeah, networking, you're going to get at least something really great out of it, if not 1,000 things really great out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've come scared. I was terrified, come scared. You were the first person I met and you were so friendly right off the bat. I thought, okay, I'm going to be okay. It was
Yes.
terrifying leaving your house.
What advice would you give if you know a woman that's starting a business and they haven't even thought about networking yet? Like they're thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to get my business started." What would your advice be to them?
Go networking 1,000 times. Just for nothing else, just to be able to say, hey, I have this new business. But be prepared to get a lot more. You need them. We need other women. Especially, we all know this has been a man-based world, and we all know who's really running things. It's the women. Like we see not just the big picture, we see all the pictures.
Yep.
Whereas the men will see the big picture, finished product, got job done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're very much there to pat each other on the back. Whereas women, we hold each other up. And
Yeah.
there's enough out there to pull you down. There's always someone who's, you're not good enough, that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, you need a good networking just for support, to have a place to go. Sometimes it's just for the hour to get away from your kids or the 2 hours, or kids and family, just so you can have a mental break and feel like an adult for 5 seconds, right? And have adult
Mhm.
conversations about your business, about other
Mhm.
businesses, about problems that come up, because problems will always come up. There'll always be one. But with networking, you're always going to be able to find a solution. And I would say that 99.9% of the time, if you've got a one-off problem, then you'll find someone who's in a similar business, or somebody will know someone to say, hey, why don't you go talk to, because they've been through that.
Yeah.
And specifically me, I hooked up one of our girls with one of my clients because she wanted to know about life insurance and whatnot, and she had wants to do for a job. So I got them hooked up. You never know when things are going to happen. And I was happy to do. I can speak highly of one to the other. The integrity and the authenticity, they come through in the meetings because you can't hide. You can't hide in them in the meetings, and it's wonderful. I mean, to me, it's just been sacred.
Mhm.
And I was
Mhm.
terrified the first time I went. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to get out of this. I'm out of the house. Who cares? What is But
Mhm.
no, I love every one of these women,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I've needed them just for that support. My husband's like, why do you keep going to these? I'm like, support you.
Yeah.
They give me something you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So I have
Yeah,
one more question.
sure.
What piece of advice would you like to share with other women in business? So, any woman in business, what is your big aha?
My big aha is there's been several. But I'll speak of the most recent one because I think this is pretty common, is I truly wanted to quit. I thought nobody cared, no one's listening. I've said the same thing for a year and a half and just banging my head through that brick wall. And I'm like, I just don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I was really at that point, just tears, the whole 9 yards. Screw it all. What the hell? Do the Wayne Dyer, change your street. Like, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let to Langley. I don't care. I'm not going to do these ridiculously discounted prices. I was trying to get people in mission to do. That's another thing. You don't have to
Yes,
discount yourself as
no
much as I was
discount.
doing. It was so stupid. And when I went out and told them my prices at the Langley thing, no one batted an eye because it's worth something. You are worth something. When you feel like giving up, just try a different road, walk
Mhm.
down a different path. For me, it was going to the Langley and going, yeah, I want to be part of this crowd. And then people really just finding me. I didn't work it. I didn't try. I didn't network. I just went there. I saw one of my BC networking girls there, and we just ended up talking, and people just started coming around. And that blew my mind. And I thought, all right, universe, this was it. You just needed me out of this situation into that situation, but you needed to kick my butt to get me there. Don't give up. Walk down a different street and see where that leads. You'd probably be gratefully surprised.
Yeah. And that's one of the
They were
things
right.
with networking too. If you're gonna go, women will give you those gentle nudges if they think that something else would work. But we have to go open to what it is that they're saying as well.
True.
Yeah.
I thank God for those women. I'm a different person and better for it because of BC Women's Networking.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And at this age, like if you're in your 50s, it's not like you can just go out and make a bunch of friends at this age. We're not in high school or college or at a corporate business because we're all doing our own businesses where you're going to develop some friendships. To come in at, when did I start this? 55 I was. I'm 57 now, or whenever it was I joined. Now you have a group of women in varying age groups that are your friends that you wouldn't necessarily have the chance to meet, and just get out of your house. And as scary as that sounds, get out of your house at least for 2 hours once a week or once a month,
Yeah.
right? You never
Yeah.
know who you're going to meet, and you're going to surprise yourself because the older you get, the less friends you're going to make.
Yeah.
So why not put yourself in a situation where you have a chance, and you could just pick one or two of us. We're not offended. Get out of the house. Get out of the house.
Yeah.
Get out of the house.
Yeah. It's really good. It's a great form of care too, right? To
Yeah.
just go out with friends and yeah, it really does build you up. And I hear time and time again where it's, oh my gosh, I was having such a crappy day and I almost decided I wasn't going to come after all. And then I came and I went home and I'm feeling encouraged and able to go on. Yeah. So thank you so much, Jacqueline. This has been so much fun. I love talking to you. So, for those
I
of
always
you
love
who've been
talking.
watching, I want to thank you for joining us. Please subscribe, and we'll be back again in 2 weeks with another amazing guest. So, until then, build your business, join a networking meeting, and thanks again, Jacqueline.
And thanks for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining us, and check the notes for information about our guest. I invite you to join us at the BC Women's Business Network to meet many more amazing women. Hit the subscribe button and join us again next time on Elevating Women in Business.